Father, the sleeper has awakened!
What's up, YouTube? It's Artisan MC, and I'm just going to talk about the conversation that Dr. Hasan Johnson held last night on Brotherhood. And I will say I really appreciate Dr. Hasan, throwing up the brother flare and having everybody gather around and let them know what's on his mind about Brotherhood. And this is a concept that I wouldn't say struggled with, but have looked for forever. Mind you, I'm the oldest of two children. I have a younger brother, and I'm the oldest grandchild. So a lot of places that I moved growing up, I was the only one. I was the tip of the spear, so to speak, out there trying to build these relationships and whatnot with people. And one of the things I noticed growing up as a Gen Xer was that there was not enough brotherhood, among black men. And it's one of the things I've always tried to foster, even as an older man. I did it when I was in my teens, did it in my 20s, when I worked in community centers and whatnot, and really tried to be a voice, an advocate, or build that sense of brotherhood among black boys and black men. Even to this day, in my work life and professionally, if I find young brothers who have that aptitude and have that mentality that will work for helping other brothers, I try to help them no matter what. It doesn't matter what, they need. I try to be there and help them, to show them that you should be able to rely on each other. Maybe if it's not, monetarily, because, the struggles that we go through, everyone can't do that. But being able to be there and have somebody who understands your plight, can empathize with your plight, and will help you get out of situations and learn how to stay out of those situations is beneficial. And I think about this in reference to Dr. Hasan Johnson just in my work day that day. Before I even saw that stream from Dr. Hasan, I was talking to one of my, regular customers in the shop. It was a brother. We've known each other about 6 years, and listening to what he's going through with his daughter. He has a 3-year-old daughter way down in Southern Cal, and how the mother isn't doing shit, and he's spending all this money and sending all this money and traveling back and forth to Southern Cal to try to take care of the child, and the mother's not doing anything for the child, and he's kind of at a loss for what he is to do in this situation. And he started asking me about it because I have some experience with the child support and raising kids between two homes and whatnot, and start sharing some experiences with him. And just that in and of itself, although it sounds like, some people who write it off as bitching, which it's not, is sharing of an experience that is similar to his too closely. And we are at least 20 years apart in age. It's too close of an experience. And so he's seeing things, and from what I'm saying, he's making the parallels and understanding the situation. Now, the point of this, where it comes down to brotherhood, this is another brother, and I'm talking to him about my experience, and he's talking to me about his experience. And from each other, we are learning. Even me, even being his elder in a sense, I'm learning from him what he is dealing with, in this world today with the women of today. And he's learning from me of what I've dealt with in my situation with women in the Gen X generation, and seeing the parallels, that it hasn't gotten much better, it has gotten worse, right? But he's learning ways to combat that I did not have when I was coming up. There was no brothers around who was telling me how to deal with this situation. Most people were avoiding it, weren't dealing with it at all, or just saying, well, you just need to do what you need to do, which is pretty much code for I don't know and I don't want to take responsibility for whatever you do, but do something. That's kind of lame shit. Okay, as a father, I know I'm going to need to give my kids a little bit more to go on than just that bullshit, just a bit. Okay, they're going to need exactly some marching orders that they can do, or at least an option to which direction they can go in, not just to pick a direction and run in it. That's fucking stupid. So, in a sense of brotherhood, it was good to talk to that brother and try to give him some ideas on how he can resolve his situation and what practical steps he can actually take to alleviate that. And I'm proud of the brother for actually being, involved and concerned father, which I know most brothers are. Despite all of that BS you may hear about how black men ain't good fathers and all the rest of that, I don't know a one father, even down to the dude in jail, who does not give a damn about his kids, who does not want to do whatever they can for their children. Even if they buy some of the most trifling ass women you have ever come across in your life, they are still trying to do whatever they can for that child, because that's their seed. And they understand that concept and how important it is. So when it comes down to brotherhood, I believe it's needed. It's something I always back, even on YouTube. Since running across Angry Man and everybody else, I always support. I always try to support as much as I can and however I can to help them get to wherever it is they're trying to go, because I believe in helping brothers. I've said this to my son on many occasions, and it may sound kind of comical, but I took the pledge during the Million Man March. I may not have been there, but I watched it on TV, and I believed in what the Honorable Minister Farrakhan was doing. I did believe in that, and that was a powerful scene to see so many brothers out there. And I took that pledge, and I took it seriously. It wasn't just something that I said. It wasn't just something that was done so I can, make a movie about it or say I was a part of it. I took it seriously because I believe in brothers helping brothers. Every other race, creed, nationality of man helps each other, can have that brotherhood and that fellowship with each other without it being a fucking issue. But it's only here in this country that black men, as BJ Onyx was pointing out today, listening to his video, only black men are broken up when we try to band together. Only black men are forced to stay apart when we're young children and we want to hang with our daddies. Only black men are often always try to separate and isolate from each other. So much so that the programming goes so deep that we will isolate ourselves from each other when there is even one female around. Okay? And that's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, because for the most part, who knows your struggle better than your brother? Who? Women don't know it. No matter what woman you get with, they don't know it. Reason being is they approach the world as a woman, where in some senses they will be protected, even a black woman. But no man on this planet approaches the world like another black man, because the world approaches him with hostility, with derision, with all this negative energy already. And I liken it to trying to climb a mountain and the wind is blowing at hurricane speed. Okay, nobody's padding the slopes for you. You have to trudge upwards against everything, always, and it is nonstop. And one of the things that make it more helpful to you to make that climb is having the help of other climbers who are further ahead of you, which are other brothers who've been making the same climb, but have gotten a little further than you have, being able to throw you back a lifeline and tell you where there's good footing and where you need to stay away from, and where others have perished. That, to me, is brotherhood. That is being able to gain knowledge, experience, support, and just camaraderie from each other. And that is something I really wish, I shouldn't say wish, but what I would really like to see in the Black community today. And so I support my way. I do it in my way. And like Dr. Hasan said, yeah, there are isolated pockets of it. This is true. But we need to find a way to bring that all together. And I think part of the way to doing that is to doing the hard thing, which is to deprogram yourself from all this feminist training and negative ideas about men that have been pumped into your head your whole fucking life. Because understandably, do I think every man on this planet likes their fellow man? No, I don't. But psychologically, you have to look at the underpinnings of why they don't. Now, most people don't want to spend that kind of time. Fortunately or unfortunately, I spend that kind of damn time because I give a fuck about why people behave the way they do. And it's not enough to say I don't like that motherfucker because he this or he that. Well, why don't you dislike? Why? What is it doing to you that he is that way? How does it impact your life and keep you from achieving your goals? Because once you get to that point, it doesn't matter what another brother does. Lame, not lame, hood, not hood, none of that shit actually fucking matters when you get to the point that you have a problem with this brother. Why? What is he doing to negatively impact your life? Now, if he does something, you can deal with that shit. But brothers can work it out between each other. But when we go on, more than that and try to get into these big campaigns about that shit, which only breaks down brotherhood, that's feminine stuff. And they don't even have to do it. They just have to sit back and watch it because the programming is taking place. The programming is running its course. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Constantly separate and break brothers up into smaller, isolated pockets and groups that can be picked off one by one with no problem because nobody is coming to help them. That is the failing in the Black community, and that's one of the failings us as brothers have to correct because it's in us as well. So, as many thinking Black men will tell you, the change starts with you, and you have to make it. And for me, I will say, cognitive behavioral change is a real thing. And if you do a little bit more introspection on yourself and why you do the things you do, and actively work to counter those things and move in a different way, you don't got to worry about what everybody else is doing. It'll take care of itself. So, that's my thoughts on that. I appreciate Dr. Hasan and BJ and Angry Man and the Grinch for actually throwing their voices in on this topic of brotherhood because it is important to me. It is something that I advocate in my real life and do what I can in it. So it's not a like, share, and subscribe. It's just my thoughts on the thing. Like I said, it's multi-dimensional man thing. And this is just another dimension of a black man. That there is actually love, care, and concern for his brothers. And not all of us don't give a shit about each other. So, you guys have a good day, and peace. Catch you next time.